Welcome back to 8 Good Minutes, and I got a couple special guests with me this week, Henry Doe and Jason Wagner, and we've got a great topic today. Mr. Doe, how are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing well.
Yeah.
Doing well. We had a nice dinner last night.
We did.
Everything was civilized.
Ketchup is always good.
We got along pretty well for us.
I love it. It's rare.
It's rare.
It's very rare.
It's all really good. Mr. Wagner.
Hello, Mr. Hall. How are you?
Professor Etiquette, should I say.
Sometimes.
Yes. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Glad you guys can be here. You know, it goes by fast because we want to make sure we give the audience plenty of really good information. But this week, like every week, we're talking about a subject a little bit different, but it's a really powerful, I think, concept this week about the power of mentorship. Having a mentor, maybe being a mentor. This could bleed over into peer group. And I just want to say this to start, and then I want to hear from you, is I don't know if I've known many people that have done things that are noteworthy without somebody to sort of help them to get there, you know. And I think that's like a sort of an underplayed story, maybe in the business world or in any kind of accomplishments. Is, you know, all the people that are helping somebody to get to where they want to go. And so I want to talk about the power of mentorship. Maybe you guys could share some of your experiences. Henry, I know Mr. Kendall was a great mentor for you as a kid. Jason, I don't know if you want to get started, but I was going to share one of my mentor stories because I think it's a powerful thing for people to hear that are looking to accomplish things.
Absolutely. I was thinking about this in advance of this. Mentors are so important. And as we grow and, you know, maybe some of those friends fall off that you might have relied on when you were younger, and you're in a business world, so you want to find people that are related to your field. You got to have somebody that you can think of as a sponsor, a therapist, a psychiatrist, everything that you just know you can go to. And the funny thing I thought of was that old TV show, or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh, yeah.
Phone a friend. Phone a friend. If you know you can phone this person at any point in time and ask them a question.
It's great. I totally agree. Phone a Friend was one of my favorite parts of the show, by the way. Separate issue. That's a different show.
What's the other show where it's like phone a friend for like advice? It wasn't Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It was something else. I can't remember.
I'm thinking. Yeah, I kind of remember what you're talking about.
But no,
we'll have to Google that one.
Yeah, I think when it comes to mentorship in itself, I think aligning yourself with the right people, and it's a select group. You know, I think having too many mentors is bad, along with having none. Yeah. So, you know, for me, I've aligned myself with, I wouldn't call it 2 or 3 very, very close friends and mentors that I go to on a day-to-day basis, whether that's you or, you know, a few of my other very close friends, that it's not just when you're running into trouble. It's seeking advice. It's things that you don't know. So these things come up, and, you know, we want to make sure that you have these trusted advisors to give you the guidance that are always there for you. And it's very important. Yeah.
And when you played on the golf team at University of North Carolina, you maybe got there, you get there as a freshman, just like people get into the business world their first day. How'd you seek out maybe a mentor on the team, and did you do that? I'm curious.
Yeah, so my assistant coach, his name was Andrew DiBattista, who's now the coach there. He was a mentor to me because he played college golf. He was a national champion. So he understood what it took to become really great.
Yeah.
And someone that I could always rely on when my game wasn't there, when I was struggling, and just overall guidance on what I need to do to become great.
Yeah.
And he was always just there for me, and he still is to this day.
And when you broke into the law profession, Jay, you know, who did you look to? How did you do that, 25 years ago when you were sort of breaking into the real world, I guess?
I was so fortunate early on to pick up a mentor that became one of my closest friends, like family now, Harold Freed, who brought me in, took me to events that at my age I wouldn't have been invited to or allowed, gave me experiences, answered every question that I had. I still look to him for advice, on a weekly basis. And to Henry's point, you always have that ability to talk to them about anything.
Yeah. And I want to get into the how a little bit, because my how will be no surprise to anyone that it's unconventional. What I found early in my career, I didn't know I was seeking a mentor, but I was just always really curious with like a billion questions, and I didn't hold back. I wasn't one of these guys, well, I don't want to bother anybody. I was bothering everybody. And so what I did by the process of elimination, I wasn't doing this on purpose, was people that were there for me when I would go to them with questions, they became a mentor. It was like and then, a guy who was getting sick of me, maybe he wasn't going to be a mentor because he wasn't going to be able to withstand the punishment that I was going to give him. And then over time, those relationships just develop. And then anytime, obviously, I had an opportunity, young time in my career, to give back to those people, I would, whatever that may be. And then those relationships today have developed into more of a peer-to-peer relationship as you get older. So for me, developing mentors for myself was all about just going and bothering tons of people, not knowing I needed a mentor, but then they were becoming mentors because they were go-to guys for me. Did you guys have similar circumstance, or because I never was like, oh, I really need this guy to be my mentor. That wasn't my MO. I don't know how you guys did it, the how to find a mentor.
Yeah, you don't really know what's happening until after it's happened,
Yeah.
right? I mean, sure, there were people that I would talk to, but the person that I continue to go back to day after day, year after year, Harold and I for 30 plus years have been in the same relationship. So I just know he turned into my mentor. It wasn't like I asked him, hey, will you be my mentor?
Yeah, exactly, right. And those are special relationships.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me as well, I think the keys of being a good mentor is always being available, just like we are with our clients, right? But when I knew that person was my mentor, he was always she was always there for me.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
I could call them at midnight. I could call them at 6 a.m. They were always there for me.
Yeah.
Right? So like having that person that's always available for you to just talk things out.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be good advice. It's just talking things out because that's when you need them.
Yeah, no doubt. Last thing, and I'll get you out of here. We got a minute. For people that don't have a mentor, or maybe they're not familiar with that, they act very independently. I see a lot of people do that who don't reach out for help. What would you give as best advice, best practice advice for somebody right now who's sort of like trying to do things on their own? Maybe they're a younger person and they're not really sure, how to get to the next level because they don't have that in their lives right now.
Yeah, I think that it's, for me or for anyone that's young, right? There's always someone that cares about you or is always gonna be there for you. Your mentor could be your parents.
Yeah.
For all that
Yeah,
matters,
for
right?
sure.
They're always gonna be there for you. So just open up your eyes, kind of seek out who's always there for you and who you can always talk to, and that's a good starting point. It really
Good advice.
Yeah, I really like your advice, David. Give it a try with a bunch of different people and see who you gravitate to, who actually responds, who wants to help, who wants to pay it forward, like you said.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Well, it's 8 good minutes, and we're at 8:00 something, Ben? 8:15.
15, perfect.
My buddies always like to text me. I thought it was 8 good minutes. When they see at the bottom, it was like 8:25. Funny guys. For Jason Wagner, Henry Doe, thanks for being here. 8 good minutes.